Let's see, what am I doing today? Let's check those analytics. Oh no! Views are down! And the subscriber burn is intense! I have to do something generic and uninteresting and extremely low effort and fast! Wait. Fast? I wonder what Pokemon types the Sonic characters would be if they were Pokemon. Let's start with Sonic because obviously, my heart says that he should be pure normal type because, well, I mean, he's just a hedgehog. But he's the world's fastest hedgehog, if you don't count that faker anyway. Sonic is fast, which is a common trait in Pokemon. Heck, it's one of those base stats. But unfortunately, stats aren't type. But there are other things that Sonic has that can help us figure out what he is. First off, he's blue, so my immediate thought is dragon. Ugh. Imagine a Sonic dragon. Ugh. I mean, he is able to control time with the emeralds. And is, again, really stinking fast. Funnily enough, if we were to take the top 10 fastest Pokemon and only look at the non-legendary types that there are, we see that Electric and Bug is up there the most. And, well, I know Electric sounds pretty good, and I also know that Bug is not the correct choice for a Sonic. So let's go ahead with Electric. After all, the homing attack works similarly to lightning, going for the closest target. And he can zip through rings at the speed of light, supposedly. Like lightning, probably the speed of lightning. So it's not too big of a stretch. Normal Electric it is, just like we had him in Smash. Also, some absolutely required moves are Roll Out, Rapid Spin, and of course Taunt. He's gotta have that snark, otherwise he's like Spider-Man without a voice. And next up is the second character in the Sonic universe, Eggman. Or wait, isn't Eggman a human? I think so. But I wouldn't know for sure. Okay, well, if he is human, we can't really type him. I mean, I guess we could, because we typed all the normal humans in Smash. So then, Eggman would have to be Dark Steel. It's almost like a given here. He's evil, or dark, and he's into having robots and robot suits and such. It's almost too easy. Knuckles is a friendly rival to Sonic who loves to punch things and dig. I wonder what he could be. Oh, wait. Water Psychic. I mean, he can swim and needs an insane amount of brain power to figure out all those Emerald levels in Sonic Adventure 2. Just kidding, nah, he's definitely rock fighting or perhaps ground fighting. You see, Knuckles has an amazing toolkit at his disposal. He can glide, dig, and is rather strong, able to punch through rocks with relative ease. He's got the whole enchilada here. I mean, he's not a bird and can't actually fly, so he's definitely not flying type. And yes, I know Gligar glides and is flying type, but I feel like his digging and punches are more important than his gliding. Also, there's only 3 types of Sonic characters, so I'd rather have more diversity than a million flying, fighting, and speed. Whatever type that is. Then we have Miles Tails Per Hour, who also isn't a bird, but definitely gets the flying type. Not only does he fly and make little tornadoes with his tails, but he can also fly airplanes. And that's almost his only thing that could be a Pokemon trait. I mean, sure, he's smart and builds stuff, but we're not talking about Digimon here, so there isn't a gear type, thank God. But just to pair him up better with Sonic, and because he's kind of just a fox, let's add normal. Tails is normal flying. Amy Rose. Ah, Amy, the most annoying Sonic character. I'm ready for your comments, don't worry. However, unlike everyone else in this cast of insane characters, we have the second most basic one here. Hence the normal typing we're giving her. And the fairy type does have lots of kiss and hug moves. You know, I bet her main move would be Draining Kiss. Or perhaps Wood Hammer. Maybe Twister. Who knows with all these Pokemon moves. But then again, she could also be Psychic or Ghost type with her tarot reading ability. And her being able to magically summon a hammer. That's kind of magical. So Psychic or Fairy. So overall though, I'd say normal Fairy. Rouge the Bat. And to quote Knuckles, she's a no good, dirty, rotten, double-crossing spy thief. Oh, and she can fly. Man, these characters are pretty easy to do. Honestly, dark flying almost fits perfectly. However, spoilies, she's not dark because she's evil. Although those pants are a fashion faux pas with those shoes. No, she's dark because she works in the shadows and occasionally uses dirty tactics, especially in the Japanese version of Sonic X. She's into some pretty dirty things. Metal Sonic. Steel Electric. Mono Steel also works. It's a robotic Sonic. So Steel plus whatever type you make Sonic. Omega would probably be Steel Fire, being a robot with a fiery jetpack and flamethrower hands and all. Fang the Sniper. Oh, you know, from that one game that we all played. I definitely forgot about this guy. I mean, it's not like he's as forgettable as Snack the Weasel. No, Fang is an integral part of the Sonic team. Heck, I don't think it'd be a complete franchise without him. Well, typing him was a little difficult, based off of his in-game-ness and such. He really could be a few types. First, we have his explorer nature, along with the Australian look we got going around, so ground rock. However, we also have the fact that he's evil, so he could be dark ground. And finally, he used to use a revolver that was later replaced with his trusty boomerang. So he could be ground steel, I guess. Basically, he's a Cubone, but actually cool. Vector the Crocodile is probably my favorite side character in Sonic. I've always loved crocodile people in cartoons and media. If sound were a type, I'd give it to him, since he's into hip-hop so much. But otherwise, he's fighting type, and maybe water. He's supposedly ripped and fights really well, thus fighting. And he's also a regular crocodile, so supposedly swims really well and could hold his breath for like 6 ever. Espio is ready to go. He's a chameleon. And who could forget this dark assassin? And while Dark type is normally evil and Espio is an honorable warrior, I still feel like his use of the dark and illusions would be enough to merit the dark typing, but less the evil part and more the moves and shadows part. Just like Umbreon and, of course, Greninja. He's even got the same oversized shurikens. As for a second type, it's kind of a cop-out, but probably fighting. And it's not because he's a karate master, though that helps. No, it's because of his honorable sense of justice that helps him fight crime and solve mysteries. Fighting. Like the Swords of Justice. Charmy the Bee. Bug flying. Moving on, we get to Mighty the Armadillo. Where did they come up with these names? Well, being a pacifist, it's rather hard to come up with a type for him. However, he is rather powerful when he needs to be, plus he loves nature and peace, so I could see him being kinda grass. However, more like being a druid grass, not necessarily is a plant grass. He's in tune with nature and such, think kinda like Quilladin. I suppose fairy might work with the nature-loving stuff. That's a big part of what the typing is all about. But the grass and fairy connections are a bit weak. But ground is a good contender, since he's a roly armadillo. Big the Cat doesn't really have anything to write home about. He's just Big the Cat. So I feel like the normal typing would be a rather nice fit. It's like Snorlax. Though, Big does love the water, so while maybe not water type, he should get a few water type moves, you know? The bringer of the end times! Oh, I'm not talking about Big anymore. Get him out of here. I'm talking about Chaos. Water Dark. Chaos is a rather great villain for being a Sonic bad guy, only second to the Doctor himself. Being made of elemental water and chaos energy, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, when he has all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds, it's the perfect chaos and has incredible power over water. The perfect water dark creature. Basically, it's just evil water with a mind. It's like a super dirty sponge. Omochao. Ghost, because it's still in my nightmares from Sonic Heroes. It just won't stop telling me how to play this game constantly. But really though, still flying. Regular Chows. Probably normal, but they work like Eevee and turn into a load of other types as they evolve. Shadow the Hedge. Oh, finally we get to 13-year-old me's favorite character. There's just something so nice about him. His well thought out and meaningful dialogue is only perfected by that smooth voice.
There's no reason for me to help them. Besides...
However, due to some of our writing team, I have to cut my gushing short and explain that he would be dark type based solely on the fact that he is dark. Along with evil. You know, like the dark type exactly. I know, he foolishly becomes a good guy at the end, but as far as typing, I don't believe it would change. I mean, he's an anti-hero at best. Just like a load of dark type Pokemon. Now, I do want to stretch Shadow's segment out a bit, so why not get his motorcycle and gun in here? 2 very important aspects of this character. Thus, Dark Steel. I mean, bullets are basically steel-type attacks. But then again, if we keep adding steel-type, everyone's going to be steel-type. Maria! Maria! Who put this lady on the list? Wait a sec. Gerald Robotnik. No. Here we go, Cream the rabbit. She has a chow named Cheese, so that they're cream cheese. But she is like extremely basic, okay? But she is able to flap her ears to fly, so normal flying. Blaze the cat is easy peasy, fire type. Jet the hawk and his team of birds? Well, unfortunately Game Freak is the creator of Pokemon, so these birds are going to be flying 100% for sure. Then there's Wave the swallow, she's the smart one. And then there's Storm the albatross. He's the really big and dumb one, but he's strong, and he has these tattoos to prove it. How do you tattoo a feather? So he's fighting flying. Then Jet and Wave could either be normal flying or dark flying, because again, thieves and dirty tactics to win races. Also, what's with all these stinking triplets of characters? It's like there are only 3 types of people, fast, smart, and strong. And then whenever there's a solo character, it's suddenly all of them. Can you guess who I'm talking about next? Well, it's no use you trying to figure it out. It's all no use. Silver the Hedgehog. More like psychic. 100%. Because he's psychic. And then either normal or electric for the same reasons as Sonic. Or just pure psychic. You can do that too. But speaking of Sonic again, doesn't Sonic have a load of regional variants? Night Sonic switches normal for steel. Sonic the Werehog, dark fighting. Sonic as a decent video game franchise is Ghost. And Super Sonic, or in this case, should I say Ultra Sonic, would probably be psychic. And with that, I've talked about, like, what, 4% of the Sonic characters? Good to end on a nice round number. So, what do you think? Would you change any of the types I've given? And what are some of the other characters' types, like Styx the Badger, Infinite, any of those bad guys from Lost World that I cannot for the life of me remember, those alien things from Colors, Chip, the Eternal Nightmare from Unleashed, Bunny, Archie, Ray, Tikal, Bomb, Bean, Tails Doll,